Whilst the majority of my videos centrally revolve around Berserk and its characters, I have decided to switch it up a bit today. As Vinland Saga is my second favourite seinen behind Berserk, Thorfinn has always lingered in the back of my mind whilst wondering about hypothetical situations. This video will consist of two parts, the first being Thorfinn's chances of survival within the world of Berserk, and the second being how realistic his pacifist ideology would translate to a far more brutal environment. To begin with, let's attempt to scale Thorfinn in his own universe. I'll be using Thorfinn from up to the war in the Baltic arc, as I believe this is when he was at his strongest in terms of experience and combat ability. Thorfinn is an expert fighter that relies on quick movements, preferring to get close to vital spots of his opponent to end fights as fast as possible. Whilst he did quit violence, we have seen that when driven to no other option, he will engage, for example with Snake, the guards, and Garm. Thorfinn has solidified himself as one of the most prolific warriors within his verse, going head to head with monsters such as Thorkel, who uppercut a fucking horse off the ground with Thorfinn on it. Whilst Thorfinn's win in that battle was slightly artificial thanks to Thorkel's mercy and Askeladd's help, Thorfinn has beaten people such as Garm as well, who drove Thorkel to a stalemate. Beating Garm was a display of Thorfinn's battle experience as he used his opponent's flaws against themselves, mocking Garm's lack of ability to fluster him with ease. Thorfinn has also been shown to easily break arms and knock people out with one tap, his skill being able to negate durability by finding the weak spots of a person, such as his knockdown of Thorkel's glass jaw. Thorfinn was bred on the battlefield much like Guts, and this turned him into a cold-blooded killer, and whilst his development has moved away from this mindset, during the Baltic arc we see his rage reignite when he sees Floki. A bloodlusted Thorfinn is dangerous as without the care to hold back he can go for the kill instantly. His durability is also incredible, being able to take 100 punches to the face and remaining conscious. This is a testament to his experience in battle, as he can divert the power to his centre, allowing him to take blows that would harm someone less prepared. So, it is safe to say within his own universe, Thorfinn is easily an elite. However, an issue arises when considering the challenge increase of Berserk. Whilst Vinland Saga entertains a more realistic setting, Berserk is inhabited by supernatural monsters such as dragons, trolls, demons, and apostles that present a completely new challenge. Most humans within Berserk cannot tussle with the higher tier of enemies, and Guts is certainly an exception, which is why I believe it is fair to give Thorfinn similar help to that of which Guts received with the Berserker armor. In his base human form, I would scale Thorfinn somewhere above Golden Age Griffith and below Black Swordsman Guts, as he is definitely a large step above the average merc. Astral garments gifted the squad a new footing in battle, and the dagger which Isidro uses would be ideal for Thorfinn's battle style. The special dagger has been shown to easily destroy demonic figures, and whilst it may lack the strength to withstand apostle enemies, it should provide Thorfinn with an ability to defend himself. So, assuming Thorfinn could obtain this, maybe substituting him in for Isidro's place of the group, this would allow Thorfinn a fairer chance to survive. Whilst I think Thorfinn has no feasibility in besting the upper tier of apostles such as Grumbald, he would most likely be able to survive at least within the world of Berserk, as he is an expert hunter, evader, and tactician. If he was placed against Grumbald, for example, his best choice would be to run, and depending on the battlefield he may be able to outsmart Grumbald with evasion moves in a densely crowded area, but much like Serpico, Thorfinn would have to utilize his smaller frame to attack fast and dodge, outsmarting rather than overpowering. But overall, he would beat characters such as Silat, Casca, Serpico, and most of the smaller astral creatures like the trolls, and I don't care if you tell me I'm glazing, cause yeah, I probably am. Ultimately, Thorfinn's resolution to banish violence would simply not work in a setting such as Berserk due to the vastly greater struggle it would take. The theme of evil and violence is far more potent, with Miura purposely aiming to show the darker side of humanity, quote, "I want to express the darkness that exists in the human heart." Whilst the message of Vinland Saga is a meaningful encouragement on self-improvement into becoming a kinder, stronger person, Berserk aims to exhibit the true ability of humanity when given in to their sadistic urges. Both manga offer valuable lessons on how to progress through life, however I have always thought that Thorfinn's commitment to not use violence has been slightly naive. The guilt he feels for those he murdered haunted him and forced a change within. However, Thorfinn's progress through the story realizes that conflict is seemingly unavoidable. Even in the recent chapters, the conflict with the Native Americans proves that bloodshed can occur over miscommunication, and unifying everyone is an unrealistic aim. Apostles themselves present a directly contradicting ideology to Thorfinn, which is interesting to analyse, as they are encouraged to indulge in their own violent urges purely through selfish motivation by the idea of evil, who is basically the god of everything within Berserk. A higher form of power is obtainable through being corrupt, heartless and evil, and the suffering caused is seemingly inescapable. For example, if Thorfinn was switched with Guts, his thoughts on the pursuit of revenge would be tested further than he was in Vinland Saga, as the haunting of Griffith and the constant need to fight the evil spirits hunting him could alter his perspective. The landscape of Berserk is also at constant war, such as Vinland Saga, meaning running from violence also becomes difficult, and I honestly think Thorfinn would fail to remain alive with his current mindset. I think it is also interesting how Guts only feels comfort when he is with his sword and fighting, whereas Thorfinn only feels shame when giving in to his violence to either take revenge or revenge. His non-lethal form of combat would only take him so far in the world of Berserk, similar to how far it will take him in Vinland Saga, in my opinion. The quest for a land of peace in Vinland has similar links to that of Falconia, appearing a paradise of harmony where all can prosper. However, when they arrive at Finland or America, conflict eventually occurs and the facade of Vinland has faded. This is similar to Falconia, as it also has darker aspects, such as the Apostle fighting pit, and perhaps Griffith has further intentions for the citizens, as no one really knows his plans, and there is a menacing aura surrounding Falconia for sure. But anyways, those are just some of my thoughts I have had about Thorfinn in the setting of Berserk. Let me know your own thoughts in the comments. I reply to every comment that offers something of philosophical value, and I would love to hear your thoughts. That's all from me though, and I'll catch you man in the next one. Peace.